What's up guys, I'm Yugioh. Welcome back to the channel. For today I have my OTS Championship deck list of pure snake eyes. I went only one loss at the event, so I'm going to show you that list now. I actually played two different OTS events. The first one I went X2, and then the second one I made a few changes and the list performed exceptionally better. I played a lot of pure snake eyes mirror matches. I lost two of them. I won, I believe, two of them. I went 1-1 versus a rescue ace player, so one rescue ace player I won against, one of them I lost against. I played against a voiceless player, and I won against them as well. So those were really the only important matchups of the weekend, and of course we played a couple rogue. So we'll start with the deck list here. We are playing pure snake eyes, so first off we have two copies of Flamebird's Dragon. This is very important because there are combo lines you need for two of them. Only two poplars. You don't need a third. At the first event, I actually played a third just because I needed a spot filler. Poplar by itself is a one-card combo line. It's not a very good one, but it is still a one-card combo line to set up the end board. 3 Snake Eyes Ash. This card should be self-explanatory. 1 copy of Oak, and then 1 copy of Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron was decent for me, although I have debated cutting Jet Synchron. Because the only times it really comes up where you get to make the full synchro board with Jet Synchron are the boards where you go uninterrupted or you have play through your opponent's hand traps. It's not very often you get to set up those boards because generally with everyone playing 15 plus hand traps in the main, they're more than likely to have a hand trap to stop you. We also have 3 copies of Black Witch. You need it for the consistency. Also it's a level 7, so it works with your level 1 tuners for the Borrowed Savage play. It also works with your level 3 tuners to make Baron. We then have 3 copies of Bonfire as your starters, 3 copies of Wanted as starters, 1 Divine Temple, very underrated card, Divine Temple. It helps you just play through a lot more of your opponent's interactions. It also sets up interruptions on your opponent's turn. It gives you recovery. I think this card has been very underrated. Then 1 original sin as well as Snake Eyes, pretty standard. Don't play 2 of this card, it's just unnecessary. This one is always able to be recycled, and you never really should need a second one because you can brick on it very hard. And the last one is 1 for 1. 1 for 1, I don't understand why you wouldn't play this card. It's just a free extender or just like a starter card. It's almost always good. Only thing that went wrong was when I was playing game 3 versus another player that I didn't actually I had this with imperms in hand, so I couldn't actually use it and I ended up losing that game. And then the ultimate tech of the weekend was 3 Lullaby of Obedience. This card overperformed on expectations. Every time I had this card, it was almost always good. The only exception it was bad was when I drew 2 of them versus Branded, which is the only matchup it's actually dead versus because you don't share common cards. But it was okay. We were able to at least push that game to a draw. Mistakes made on my part. But this card versus every other matchup has been excellent. One game, I filled up my board of 5 monsters. Then I activated Lullaby and forced my opponent to have to add Ash Blossom to my hand. So I had protection. So I'd have full board under protection of Ash Blossom. Gave me starters with Snake Eyes Ash. It was just excellent all weekend. It's incredible how much the deck improved when I added Lullaby. So that's, I believe, 24 of the engine. And then for non-engine, I played a lot. I played 3 Droll, 3 Mourner, 3 Ash, 3 Effect Veilers, 3 Nib, and 3 copies of Infirm. So the theory of why you play these 18 hand traps is pretty much because if you're playing the mirror match, you have to open 2 unique hand traps to stop them from setting up full board, unless their hand is very, very weak. But they're all playing crossouts, call buys, and talents, so that's very low percentage. Additionally, if you have less than 2 hand traps, they probably just play through it. But you need to ideally have 3 unique hand traps to stop the turn player from just resolving combo. If you have 3 hand traps to stop them from playing, generally you can always get them on the crackback. But that's why we have to play this massive amount of hand traps, because it's too important now to open hand traps to actually be able to play the game going second. Wouldn't change anything. These were all excellent all weekend. Okay, so main deck count is 42 cards. That might seem a little weird, but it's fine. 42 doesn't generally matter when you have as many 1-card starters as you do. For the extra deck, we play 1 copy of Barone, 1 copy of Warlord Savage, and 1 Formula Synchron. These are your synchro targets when you go into synchro plays with Jet Synchron or Diabellstar plus any of the level 3 hand traps to make a Baron. But yeah, your end 1 combo is just your turn 1 end combo is just amazing, and these cards just give you a lot more layers to the deck. 1 copy of Typhon. This card was coming up a lot in testing and in theory. This is like one of the when I didn't have this card, it was actually really bad, but putting it in made the deck a lot better. There are a lot of interesting, unique scenarios that come up with this, and Lullaby of Obedience didn't come up this tournament, but it could have, and in theory, I like this card a lot. 1 Apo here. Appaloosas is just another really good card. Helps bolster your end board. Fun fact, I actually made this card for 2 and 3, and I had it taken with talents. It just doesn't matter a lot of the time when talents going second take this. You just have too much interaction for an Apo to be good enough. Zelantis, Raging Phoenix. Not much to really say about this. This probably should get banned eventually. It just makes OTK lines too easy, and when you ever have a monster on board and you don't have any more protection left, it just feels like, yeah, I have 1 monster on board, but it would be better off if I had 0 because I'm probably going to die now. 1 Selene. It helps you make Apo when you get the Black Witch lines, so that's really cool there. 1 copy of Promethean Princess. You don't need more than 1 copy of Promethean Princess in the pure build. There is arguments to play a second one, but it's very rare they come up, and if you need a second princess, you've probably made some technical issues that led you to that spot in the game. 1 Nightmare Phoenix. This was excellent. I used it to out a summon limit during the tournament. I used it to out back row. I used it to force out my opponent's interaction points. I used it to out a Divine Temple. 1 Hida, not much to say. Fire Charmer, Fire Deck. Everyone's got Ash Blossom. Very good synergy with Lullaby as well. Dark Charmer, very easy to make. Take Black Witch, be able to get more combo plays through, and almost every deck has Darks in it. 1 SP Little Knight. There is arguments to play a second Little Knight. In some of the combo lines, you do want a second Little Knight, but generally 1 is fine. IP, it's part of your end board to give you more disruption on your opponent's turn, and when you get stopped, being able to have access to IP for more interaction is just another plus for the deck. And then the most broken link one we have is Link Kuriboh. This affecting Grave, I think, is the most underrated thing about this card, being able to dodge Imperms and Veilers. It's so absurdly busted. So for the side deck, we played 3 copies of Ghost Bell. So this card can be used against the Mirror Batch, but I generally don't put it in versus the Mirror. I generally only put this in versus stuff like Branded, Runic Stun, or Runic variant decks, and Voiceless, because I don't think it's an excellent hand trap versus the Mirror Match. I mean, it has merit versus Flame Verge effect if your opponent sequences wrong, but ultimately this card is actually pretty decent. We have 1 more of each of the Bestials, so we have 3 unique Bestials here. Again, these are good versus Voiceless, they're good versus Lab, they're good versus pretty much all the things that aren't Fire. They also have utility versus the Fire decks, like you can banish a Link Kuriboh, you can banish IP Masquerena when they target it, you can banish Diabellstar if you need to. Like, there's a lot of utility for the Bestials in the Mirror Match. I didn't end up using them for Mirror Match, but they were there for mainly Voiceless, because that match can be tough if you let them go through with all their plays. 3 Cosmic Cyclone. This card, at least for these events, this card definitely underperformed. It would have been better as other things. In theory, it's here as an outgoing second to summon limit specifically, but other than that, it was not very good. Then for going first, we started in 3 crossouts and 3 summon limits. Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! No fun zone. Just make sure your plays go through, and if they do, or if they at least get a little bit of plays through, you just flip summon limit and win games. I went first in game 2. where I opened double summon limit, double droll Diabellstar, and if it wasn't for just a slight error in technical play on my end, I actually would have won that game versus my opponent, because he did actually he ghost mortared my he ghost mortared the Diabellstar on summon effect, and then I set 2 summon limit, and we went back and forth and grinded. And as I said, if it wasn't for poor technical play on my end, I was actually supposed to win that game too. We could have gone to game 3, and I would have had a chance to win in finals. But yeah, so that's the deck list for me, guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions about the list or anything you want to know, like combo wise or theory, let me know down in the comment section below. If you haven't checked out the video on my channel for the how to beat hand traps with pure snake eyes, highly recommend that. I'll leave a link in the description box below. And yeah, next up, YCS Sydney.